In today's episode, we're going to be looking at subject-verb agreement. Hi Vikings, I'm Terry,
And I'm Susan. Welcome to Vike Equip.
where we are equipping you, our students, to be successful in the classroom.
When writing, we need to make sure that our subjects and our verbs agree with one another. And sometimes we can hear that happen in a sentence, like our first example here. The students claim to have lost their homework, or the students claims to have lost their homework. Which one sounds better? Well, claim sounds a lot better, doesn't it? That too many S's if we stick claims on there. But at other times, it's very difficult for us to decide which sounds better. Either the parents or the boy walks the dog every day. Either the parents or the boy walk the dog every day. Which one of those sounds better? It's really hard to decide. How about this one? Each of the brothers is fully capable of handling the task. Or, each of the brothers are fully capable of handling the task. Which one sounds better? It's very difficult in both of these examples to choose the correct match, make the right match, just based on how it sounds. So there must be a rule in place. How about we take a look at that rule? When I think about subject-verb agreement, I always think of playing Uno. I love to play games. Never win, but I enjoy playing. But I know that in Uno there is a rule set up that I can't just play any card I want. I have to look at the card that's been already placed on the stack, and then that determines which card I will place. I can't just play my green 7 on your red 2 because I like green today. I have to look at your red 2, and then I have to play a card that would match in color or in number. It's the same way with subject-verb agreement.
So let's look at singular and plural verbs. Let's look at this example. Jenna is, Jenna are in my class. Well, Jenna is one, that's a singular subject, so we need the singular verb is. Jenna is in my class. This next example, the student walks a mile every day, or the student walk a mile every day. Student is singular, we need that plural verb. The student walks a mile every day. Remember, if you have a singular subject, you need a singular verb, and singular verbs often end in S. I know that's a little confusing, but just remember that singular verbs often end in S.
In the same way, if we're dealing with a plural subject, we need to match it with a plural verb. So plural subjects are usually, maybe they end in S, or you can at least tell that there's more than one. As in this case, Jenna and Elizabeth. I can tell there's more than one person. It's a compound subject. There's more than one. It's plural. So I have to match it with are, because are is a plural verb. I wouldn't say Jenna and Elizabeth is in my class, right? They are in my class. The girls, I hear the S on the subject, it's plural. Walk. Walk would be my plural verb. The way I think of this sometimes is that if my subject ends in S, my verb usually will not. It's not a hard and fast rule, but it's a general rule. If my subject does not end in S, often my verb will. Okay, Terry, the first one says, my nephew is a natural athlete, or my nephew are a natural athlete.
Okay, I see one nephew.
Yes.
That's a singular subject.
Yes.
So I need a singular verb,
Mhm.
and I know I just learned that singular verbs often end in S, so my nephew is a natural athlete.
Perfect.
Okay, Susan, look at number 2. My son and daughter rarely go or goes out to eat.
Well, I see that it's a plural subject. Son and daughter means more than one. So it's as if that subject ends in S. I'm going to choose a verb that doesn't end in S. My son and daughter rarely go out to eat.
Yes, very good, very good.
How about Anna complain, or Anna complains that she can't concentrate?
Well, Anna is one person,
Mhm.
so she complains.
Yes, she does.
Okay, we need that singular verb that ends in the S.
And those motorcycles cost, because motorcycles is plural, right?
Yes.
And so I'm going to
yes.
drop the S on the verb. The motorcycles cost more than I can afford.
I think that's really easy to help remember that if you have a singular verb, it's typically going to end in S.
Yes. Sometimes it's hard to find the subject of a sentence. And so let's talk about this for a few minutes because we can only play Uno if we know which card we're playing off of. In this sentence, in my opinion, a few slices of pepperoni pizza blank for a great evening. I want to play off of pizza because that's the card closest to the verb. However, when I look at this, of pepperoni pizza is a prepositional phrase. And I know that nothing inside a prepositional phrase can ever be my subject or my verb. So I have to look for my subject outside of that prepositional phrase. That means my subject is slices. Now, if I play off of slices, which is plural, I'm going to choose a plural verb, which is make. This sentence should say, in my opinion, a few slices of pepperoni pizza make for a great evening.
So Susan, what we have to remember is that nothing in a prepositional phrase is ever the subject.
That's exactly right. Nothing in a prepositional phrase is the subject. And if you try to play off of it, you will choose the wrong one. Watch this. In my opinion, a few slices of pepperoni pizza makes for a great evening. It sounds okay, but it's not a good subject-verb match.
Okay, let's see if we can find the subject. Here are the essays you are expecting. Well, normally when we would speak, we would say here's.
Yeah.
Okay, but essays is plural. So we need to say here are the essays. Remember, we're going to often write differently than we speak. The words here or there are rarely the subject. So even though that's appearing in front of the verb, we may have to go to the middle of the sentence to find the subject, then to know which verb to use.
That's a good tip. We also have some tricky sentences like this. Either the parents or the boy walks the dog every day. Either the boy or the parents walk the dog every day. So the trick with this is that when you have combinations like either or, neither nor, not only, but also, just keep in mind those three word sets that join two subjects, we always choose the subject closest to the verb to play off of. Right? So that's how I'm going to determine whether to play a plural verb or a singular verb, as I look at the subject closest. So you'll notice in the first example, either the parents or the boy. The boy is singular, it's closest to the verb, so I'm going to keep my verb singular. The boy walks. In the second one, parents is closest to the verb. It's plural, so now I have to drop that S, making my verb plural. Another thing that we have to watch for when we're making subject and verb matches is indefinite pronouns. So you remember what a pronoun is, a word like I, you, me, she, he, they, we, it. Okay. Indefinite pronouns are pronouns that are a little bit less definite. They're words that end in one, body, thing, or each, either, neither. So it's pretty easy to memorize this whole chart that you see in front of you. No one, anyone, everyone, someone, nobody, anybody, everybody, somebody. So if they're words that end in one, body, thing, or each, either, neither, they are always considered singular. You can see that even though it sounds very, very plural when I say everyone, because it ends in one, it's treated as a singular noun. So it must be matched with a singular verb. You can see the example here. Each of the brothers is fully capable of handling the task. Well, first of all, if I play off of brothers, I'm going to make a mismatch, right? Brothers is plural, and I'll give it a plural verb. But we just learned that nothing inside a prepositional phrase can ever be your subject or your verb. So I have to take out of the brothers. That leaves me playing off of each. Each is an indefinite pronoun. It's as if I'm saying each one. So it has to be singular. Each is fully capable of handling the task. This is tricky because it sounds like it should be each are, but each, either, neither, and one body thing words, indefinite pronouns, are always, always singular. We do have some indefinite pronouns like both and many, several, all, and few. And you can hear in these pronouns that they're plural. If both of the students are coming to class regularly, you can hear both as more than one. So those indefinite pronouns are fine to match with a plural verb.
Okay, we have another type of noun that sometimes trips up students, and those are called collective nouns. A collective noun is a group of persons or things that form a single unit. Think about a team. A team is made up of many players, but it's one team. A class, there are many students in the class, but it is one class. So let's look at how we are going to use these in a sentence. The team hope or the team hopes to win the game tonight? Well, we have one team that is singular, so therefore we need the singular verb. The singular verb ends in S. The team hopes to win. The players on the team hope to win the game tonight. Well, here we have to identify that players is our subject. Players is plural, so we want to use the verb hope without the S. The players on the team hope to win tonight. So remember to identify whether you think it is a collective noun, a committee, a jury, a group. It may be made up of multiple people, but it's one collective unit.
So let's just take a minute to review all the information we just received about subject-verb agreement. First of all, it's important for us to find the subject in a sentence. That subject will dictate which verb we play. We play a singular verb with a singular subject. We play a plural verb with a plural subject. We also learned that sometimes it's a little hard to find that subject, so we're going to take out anything that's a prepositional phrase. That will help us to correctly identify our subject and make the match. Words like here and there are seldom your subject, so remove them and look for another word in the sentence that's functioning as your subject. That will help you to decide whether to play a singular card or a plural card as your verb. When you come into word combinations like either or, neither nor, not only but also, you always play off the subject card that is closest to the verb. If the noun closest to the verb is singular, play a singular verb. If it's plural, play a plural verb. And finally, in the case with indefinite pronouns, words that end in one body or thing, or each either neither, we always use singular verb, even though it sounds very plural. Collective nouns, or nouns that refer to a group, they're functioning as one, so we also link them to a singular verb. With these tips, you are now ready to write great sentences where your subjects and verbs are always matching. Until next time, Vikings, sail on!